Welcome to Plenty of Whips. I'm your host, Kevin Roopnarine. It's Friday, January 26th, and this is episode 1. So I guess you could call this the pilot. I'll be talking about a whole bunch of things in the automotive industry. I'll be talking about trends. I'll be doing a brief background history on some of the leading manufacturers. I'm going to talk about women in the industry, electric vehicles, of course. Yeah, but first let's get into a little bit of branding here for you. I'll just start with the basic. Everybody knows Honda, Acura, Toyota, Lexus, Nissan, Infiniti. Then there's also brands aimed at youth in the market now, like Scion. That's a recently new brand based off of an old one, so we'll go into further depth of that. We'll talk about SUVs, a big trend the past 20 years. Everybody's seen how much SUVs have really taken over the market, and we'll go back even further and talk about minivans. And everybody remembers when you had to get a minivan with a basketball pole, right? Anyways, I'll talk about also fuel-efficient cars because everybody wants a good car for the money today. I'll tell you what are some dependable, reliable, economical, and a little bit easy on your pocket. Also be doing reviews on cars from Japan and Europe. I actually have a few right now, and we'll be doing in-depth interview on a Toyota Supra 1994 twin turbo with the 2JZ engine for all you car fans out there. And then we have a 2001 R34 Skyline GTR. That's right-hand drive as well. That's on next week's episode. But right now we're just going to bring it back. So once again, rebranding. Like I'm going to be talking about like Saab 92X, which is the WRX wagon, cars made in Korea that they try to pass off as American, like the Daewoo Laganza, Chevy Epica. Good cars that you'll actually want to buy rebranded, like the 3000 GT rebrand Dodge Stealth, which is all-wheel drive twin turbo, 320 horsepower. And then I'll tell you stuff to avoid. Well, not to avoid, but you got to save some money on it. And this is cases like Dodge Caravan and the Volkswagen Routan. There's like a $20,000 price difference and stuff like that too. So I'll just give you guys a brief history of that. And I'll be talking about Chinese knockoffs like this Geely GE. It's like the Chinese Rolls-Royce Phantom. I'll be talking about designers like Peter Schreier, who was head of Audi that went to Hyundai. And then you'll see like on this picture over here. With the Audi and the Hyundai together, and you can just see by the grill. But see, Hyundai's really smart though. I gotta give them credit. Not because I used to work for them. I worked for the Hyundai Kia Automotive Group for about 5 years. I worked for both Hyundai and Kia dealerships and Toyota and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I'll get into that in a further episode. But let me just get back on Hyundai here since they're really penetrating the market, and I think everybody should really open up their eyes to Hyundai. And now, well, they just recently had the old head of design from Bentley. Okay, that's Luke Dockerwolf. So he replaced Peter Schreier. And then, Hyundai also tried to attempt the Equus brand. Like, the Equus brand, I got to give them credit. It was, like, action-packed, like, as you can see here. Like, here's the LS400 rear back seat, power heated, massage and rear seats. This is actually a picture from my car, my old car anyways. I used to have one of these. And they just put a V8 engine in there, rear wheel drive. Like, I remember when the Genesis came out. This is probably like 2010. I was working for Hyundai at the time, okay? They came out with the Genesis 4.6 sedan. Like, that was rear wheel drive, 375 horsepower. Like, usually to get those numbers, you have to pay maybe 80 grand for a mid-size 5 Series BMW, E-Class Mercedes, something like that. And then that's only a V6 you're going to get. This has V8, so like you're going to have to get a good one. You're going to have to spend an extra, 10, 12, 15,000. So you're looking at 95,000, almost 100,000. So like this car come out, what was it, like 58,000? You could get them on sale 53,000. Not bad. But see what they're doing now, they're going to get even better. Hyundai just keeps recruiting the best. Like, everybody remembers before Lexus came out, Toyota, they had the Cressida. Like, you have the Toyota Cressida like this. Okay, Toyota Cressida was only good because it was based on the Toyota Supra. And that was the inline-six transmission and engine, okay? Like, of course, you had the 2.8 And then you had the 3-liter. Everybody likes the 2JZ. That's the 3-liter with the twin turbo. But the Cressida was made up until 1992 with the 3-liter. 1988 and prior was a 2.8. So like you want to get an 8990 if you want to tune it out. I'll also do a segment coming up on a little bit of tuner cars that you can buy for a good value and put little bit of money into it, slight modifications, and you get good horsepower gains, and you'll be able to drift and donuts and burnouts and all that, whatever you want to do. But still, let's talk about Hyundai here, because Hyundai's really taking it over, and it's not like I'm being sponsored by Hyundai or anything. It's just this is the way it's going. So the old head of BMW, Pierre-Luc Lerec, he's now with Hyundai. So we'll only see what Hyundai is coming out with. Like, you guys can look back from like Hyundai Pony up until like these new G80 and G90 sedans, like these ones right here on the screen. Like, they're as big as like a S550. Like, this is a picture of my car, S550. Like, that's big body Mercedes, you know. But what do you gotta pay to get that? $165,000? When you got these cars built by Hyundai and Equus private brand, I don't know how good it's doing, because a lot of people can't gravitate towards that. Like a Lexus, right? But when Lexus came out in 1989, nobody really knew what it was as a 1990 model. And here's a picture of my old 1990 LS400 that I had. Damn, I think we have technical difficulties here. No? Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I pulled up the wrong picture there. Okay, so anyways, like the LS400, nobody believed that, but look what kind of brand that turned into. Like, everybody knows Lexus. They took apart the S-Class and the 7 Series, and they made their own car, and that's why it's so good. That's the only reason. So like when Hyundai does that, man, they can only get better with technology. And like when you take the new one and rebuild it, like yeah, but same thing, you know. They basically just bring cars over from Japan. Like a picture of a Toyota Celsior is the same thing as LS400, but you can't buy that over here. Infiniti Q45 too, like, you know, the J30. That's a car that's like a Cressida. I was just talking about the Toyota Cressida with the inline 6. The J30, that was like the Nissan equivalent, but it was more of a luxury brand. So, yeah, Infiniti. But then Q45, it went from rear-wheel drive 4.5 to front-wheel drive 4.1, back to rear-wheel drive 4.5. So, like, I don't know with all that. Infiniti dropped the ball. I'm just going to say it like that right now with the Q50 and the Q60. It's like every time it was a Q45, it had a 4.5-liter V8. A J30 had a 3-liter. Like, that's when a Q56 was a 5.6-liter engine. Now this Q50, Q60, it doesn't matter what it is, it's a 3.7, so I don't know. Let's not talk about that right now. That's kind of disappointing. Like, that's kind of disappointing, like the Maybach. Mercedes. Like, you see, that's proof right there that you can have lots of money and have the best product in the world and take an existing product and make it even better and sell it for $500,000. But not everybody's going to buy that, because even when you have like a cachet and a name like Mercedes, the Maybach still fails. Like, look, I'll show you a picture of the S600 Maybach. Now it's S600 Maybach Mercedes. It's all mixed up together now, you know? It's just like a picture here. I'll pull this up. This is a picture of a Lamborghini Diablo that uses Nissan 300ZX headlights. Like, it split the car in half. Like, this picture right here is in half. Yeah. Mid-engine cars, pretty good. I was actually looking at buying this. It was a 1999 Toyota MR2 Spider. I should pull up a picture of it for you. It was right-hand drive. Had like 100,000 kilometers on it. The only thing was it didn't have a Canadian ownership, and the guy wanted $5,500. I could have got it for like $4,500. But it's just like you don't have the ownership, so it's just like, let's just say we go to the ministry now, and I don't have the ownership. It's like, how'd the guy get the car in the country? I don't know. Well, how'd you buy the car? Oh, I just seen it on Kijiji, and I went and gave him the money. Like an idiot, real idiot. Just roll there looking like, eh? Man. But yeah, anyways, Toyota MR2, Acura NSX, those are probably two of the mid-engine cars that I would suggest getting. Like this new MR2 Spider, I don't really know. It's good and everything, but it's not like it has any power or anything. Like it's fast or a turbo or you'd even want to buy one. I just wanted to buy it because it was cheap. Yeah, I really could care less, right? Now, speaking of care less, let's talk about electric vehicles. And I'm not trying to knock electric vehicles, but it's just like we all know how old gasoline engines are. Just, it's from 1800, the technology, literally 1898. So I think it's time to go. Everybody just needs to smarten up, I think, but like look at the Saturn EV1, like that was the first mass-produced electric vehicle, and still, it was too good. They didn't want to get into competition hands, and then you create competition for yourself. That's how you put yourself out of business. So it's like, I don't blame GM for killing it like that, but it's like, I don't know. But I want to talk about Ferrari right now. I'm really impressed with Ferrari. Been a lifelong fan of Ferrari. Always need to get one. Always need one. But Ferrari's taking a stand right now, and they're going to be like leading automotive manufacturer. Not like they aren't already, but they're going all hybrid. Every Ferrari made in 2019 onwards will be all hybrid electric. Like, the first Tesla Roadster, that was fast, and then what they did was basically take the Lotus, but then like change it up. But still, like the windshield and the dashboard and the steering wheel, and basically the body's the same. It's like 2 inches longer. And like everybody just steals off everybody in the car industry, though. It's like, okay, I'm Lotus. I have a nice design, but I don't have an engine. So let me just go take the most powerful, fuel-efficient engine I can get from Toyota, plop that in there, put it rear-wheel drive, and there you go. And then you take that. See, it's like Lotus is in the middle. It's like, it's like they don't have an engine, and then the guy takes it out, to put in the battery. But, yeah. So there's a picture of that, too. Yeah, see, like, another thing, too. This is what's happening with the e-test laws. It's just they just realize like too many vehicles can't be registered because with this OBD check system, they plug it in, you got a check engine light, you can't do anything, you're done, and they could give you a conditional pass for whatever $450, $500, but who's really got the money to pay that though, really? So it's like if your check engine light comes on, and that's newer. That's if your car's 1998 or newer. If your car's 1997 or older, well, then you have to get the tailpipe beat test. Like, that's what I suggest. A lot of people like buying cars in that category up to 1997 because if a check engine light comes on after you've done modded it out or whatever you did to it, right? Change the internals or what kind of, whatever modifications you do to your car. I could go on for days about this. That'd take a whole episode in itself. It just doesn't affect that. But if you really want to get smart and like you got to think about here, like cars go in cycles, right? 1987. If your car's 1987 or older, you don't need to get it e-tested at all, so you're free. So like, let's just say you'd want to go get a nice car like a RX-7 Turbo 2 or a Super Turbo or a 300ZX Turbo, or you want an old Datsun or something. But see, like Datsun changed to Nissan in 1984, so you're good there either way. But like those three, I would suggest those. Even if you want like the newer Supra, like the one we're gonna go check out on the next episode. Yeah, I suggest getting one of those too. It's just hard to find these days. That's all. So yeah, we'll be doing the R34, Skyline, and Supra. Next week we'll be doing that. And now here another thing. You guys gotta all remember this. Never judge a book by its cover. Because you have to just analyze everything. Everybody remembers, the Honda, the little 1.5, 1.6 Honda. Well, that's got like, 300, 400 horsepower. So like, what's the horsepower per liter on that, A little, a 2.2 VTEC Prelude that had 200 horsepower, okay, back in the day. Let's just do the math real quick, right? So it's 2.2 liter displacement engine, 200 horsepower. So it's like, whatever, 95 horsepower per liter, if that, And then you say, oh, it's the Dodge Viper. I remember when the Vipers came out in 1994, everybody was bigging them up like 440 horsepower on the Viper. 8-liter V10 on the Viper. Okay. Viper's got an 8-liter engine with 440 horsepower. Okay, if you divide that 8 liters by 440 horsepower, what do you get? 55 horsepower per liter? That's a joke, okay? Even these Corvettes and stuff like that, 5.7 liter V8, 350 horsepower, the old one, like a C5. We're just talking about like a 98 C5 because, like, you know, if you want to talk, the numbers for a C4 can't even touch that. Like a Grand Sport, you'd have to get like a LT5 or LT4, whatever, ZR1 for 405 horsepower. That's to even touch it. But see, like these Japanese, pretty good, you know, like before they really came in with all this, like the Porsche 968, that was probably one of the best 4-cylinders made. Is a 3-liter 4-cylinder, 236 horsepower. Very good cars. Looks like a 911 from the front. Has back seats like a 944. It doesn't have insurance price like a 911. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? It's good. But like S2000, 2-liter, 240 horsepower. You do the math on that. 2 liters, 240 horsepower. That's 120 horsepower per liter. Okay? Those are crazy numbers. I remember, let's just go back, 15 years. Okay, when that new 911 turbo came out, 420 horsepower, 3.6 liter. Okay, and I was thinking, I did the horsepower per liter numbers on that. 420 horsepower out of 3.6 liters. I was like, that's pretty good. It equals 116 horsepower per liter. I always remember that. And I was like, that's pretty good. But then you got to remember, a 1993 RX-7 Mazda, not even a big name, luxury name or whatever. Mazda RX-7, okay, 1.3 liter rotary engine. Now a lot of people are going to say I'm cheating talking about rotary engines. But it still has 4 wheels and you drive it, so it's a car, right? So it's like, yeah, you could compare. 255 horsepower out of 1.3 liter. Do the math on that, okay? 1.3, 255, 196 horsepower per liter. Insane. Okay, like I had an RX-8. Like, here's a picture of my RX-8. Like, I don't suggest these cars, but it's still, that one had the Wanko, that engine. I don't suggest that one, but yeah, 238 horsepower, non-turbo, 1.3 liter. It's 183 horsepower per liter. Pretty good. Another thing you guys got to worry about now, it's like everybody survived Christmas, and I hope everybody had a happy new year, and I wish you guys a good 2018, very productive and wealthy and healthy and all that, whatever you want. Hope you get it. And there's still places out there that do stuff for free just in case you get in trouble. You don't want to take a risk. Like you go out with your buddies, or you go to the bar, you go to the club, or you go wherever. You go to meet a girl, or whatever you're doing. There's Tip Top Towing. They will give you a free ride home and tow your car if you're drunk. Like if you're drinking and you're just right smashed, or you're hammed up, or you're juiced up, or you're sauced up, wherever. You're at your brother's house, or you're sauced up at your girl's, or whatever. You get kicked out even for drinking or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying. They will come and get you and help you out. So, shout out Tip Top Towing. And, yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little refresher there. Kind of went off on a tangent here and there, but I just wanted to give you guys a little background information and a little bit about myself. Obviously, you guys can see I'm a car guy, and I've owned quite a few cars myself. Yeah, that's about it. I think I might have missed something. That's about it. Anyways, take care. See you later.